What a day, man. What a day this has been. We just got Anthony Davis getting traded to the Atlanta Hawks, and now we're seeing Jared McCain getting traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And who knows, maybe somebody else is going to get traded when I'm on this video as well. And I kind of wanted to just talk about I was going to just talk about the McCain trade. You guys may have watched me go live on YouTube. And obviously, when I'm live, there's so much going on between super chats, new trades, talking out loud. And I kind of wanted to just break down some of these trades. I guess there's two trades to break down. Like, I already made a video on the Anthony Davis, so I'm not going to mention that. I want to talk about more about this trade because kind of weird, right? The 76ers are trading Jared McCain to the Oklahoma City Thunder for a 2026 Rockets first round pick and 3 second rounders. Now that pick right now is at 24. So they essentially traded the 26th overall pick in the draft and 3 seconds for Jared McCain. No players coming back to Philadelphia, no other picks. It's just a 26th overall pick right now. And then there's some other seconds that I'm not sure we really know of. Why? My first thing was like, why? Because I know Jared McCain has been slightly disappointing this year for the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, we can pull up what he was doing. 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1.7 assists. He really hit a rough patch when he came back from his injury, which when you suffer a meniscus tear, you suffer a concussion last year, you suffer a hand injury before the year even starts. This guy is trying to overcome so much. So who's shocked that he didn't play well when he came out? I don't think anybody's shocked, right? Like, it's going to take a little bit of a ramp-up period, and he started to come alive as of late. They had to send him down to Delaware. He had a good game against Milwaukee. He had a good game against Charlotte. He had a good game against New Orleans. They blow out the Clippers. I mean, wasn't really involved too much in the Kings, and I get it. Like, you drafted Edgecombe, who has a higher ceiling. He's a better prospect and young player than McCain. You have Maxey, who's the star of your team. And you have a very expensive roster with Embiid and Paul George and Maxey making up 90% of your cap space. So now we're trying to think, is there a bigger move at play? And who knows? By the time you guys see this video, maybe they're trading away I don't know, they're trading for Tar Eason or Jimmy Sohan or some other power forward out there and just another wing. But like, McCain is under such, like, look at how expensive this roster is. And it doesn't get much cheaper. When next year, Maxey, George, and Embiid are making roughly, what is that? 68% or 67% right there, plus another 24%. That's 91% of your cap space. 91% to 3 players. One of these, not even deserving of it anywhere close to Paul George. Embiid, probably worth $58 million right now, but there's no guarantee you're going to get a healthy Embiid. I don't know. His surgeon might go down in the Basketball Hall of Fame, like an actual goated surgeon for fixing Embiid's knees in a way. I feel like I got to look down and make sure no trades happen. So why not keep Jared McCain, who's making next to nothing, and think about trading Quentin Grimes at $8.7 million? Now, I'm sure they would have liked to trade away Quentin Grimes to Oklahoma City for the same return, but OKC values McCain's contract. 4.2, 4.2, 6.7. Look how little of the cap this takes up. 2.7%, 2.7%, 3.9%. And think about the looks he's going to get around SGA, Chet Holmgren, J-Dub. The Thunder, I think we're going to have like 10 hurt guys tonight because they moved Ousmane Dieng for Mason Plumlee, who people said waive. I don't know yet. Mitchell's hurt. Dort's hurt. Shea's going to miss a couple weeks. Kind of crazy. He's probably not going to play in the All-Star game. Definitely won't. Hardenstein might be out tonight. Caruso's out. Like, this team has so many injuries right now, and obviously Topic, what he's overcoming through, and Sorber's out for the year. McCain is going to get a decent workload right away, and hey, you're going to have Caruso at one point, Dort, J-Dub, like really good defenders next to McCain in the backcourt, where you can kind of offset the defensive issues that McCain has out there. You can't really do that in Philadelphia as much because he's sharing the backcourt with Maxey, who's also kind of a negative defender, and Maxey gets a pass because he takes such a high offensive usage, like his workload, that it makes sense that Maxey is not going to be the greatest defender in the world. I mean, I love this for OKC just because you have such a McCain on a cheap contract that can be an elite shooter. Like, it wasn't that long ago, his season last year, where he enters the starting lineup, and I'm now reading a Mark Stein tweet. Like, this is why I'm making this video. I mean, I wanted to make a dedicated video here, but I could get sidetracked in a way, so I apologize. Gafford is getting interest from the Hawks. First round pick, second round pick. I guess we haven't seen it yet. It feels like it's going to happen, so we'll be on the lookout for that one, and maybe it happens mid-video here. But McCain is just under such a good contract, and I was pulling up his stat line last year where he gets inserted into the starting lineup. And then like Maxi's missing time with a hamstring injury. In a 9-game stretch, he averaged 24 points as a rookie in a week class. Like he was the runaway favorite for rookie of the year. He gets a concussion, and then he's basically like out for the year as well. I guess he didn't miss any time with the concussion. I don't think the concussion and meniscus happened in the same game. Maybe it did. And then he has the UCL or the hand issue going into the year. He's got to get hand surgery. You just feel for the guy, right? So I think this is an incredible buy low by Sam Presti. I thought they were going to maybe trade that package for a big. Maybe they called up New Orleans, saw it. Like, we offered the same thing for Yves Missi. They didn't want to do that. I just like a head-scratching move for Daryl Morey, who I feel like doesn't usually make a move like this. So maybe there's something coming next for Philadelphia. Maybe they actually get a Jeremy Sohan. Maybe they actually get a Tari Eason in a way. Maybe this allows them to pay Grimes a little bit more in free agency. And you probably value, like, Edgecombe and Maxey is going to be your backcourt for as long as you can have it. Grimes is a little bit bigger, a little bit better of a defender than McCain, and neither him and McCain can really initiate an offense. So now you have like technically 2 shooting guards coming off the bench, and Grimes you can at least put out there with Edgecombe in a way, and Maxey because of his defense, and McCain it's a little bit more difficult. So I see the issue. I just think they sold low on Jared McCain. I would have just, I don't know, give him a little bit more of an opportunity. I don't think Philadelphia is making it to the NBA Finals. Maybe they do. Paul George is suspended. This team needs another wing. Like, Dominic Barlow is a great 4. Edwards is not going to cut it out, like, not cutting it out for you. Oubre is getting taxed a lot right now with them having basically no wings on this roster, with Paul George getting suspended for 25 games. Like, he's played 37 minutes, 30, 35, 35 minutes in a 20 or in a 19-point victory and a 15-point victory. Like, he's going to have some 40-minute games out there. I'm not, like, what if Grimes gets hurt, like, right now? Who's your guard off the bench? This team does not have great depth at all. It's a very top-heavy team after, like, Oubre. It's literally 6 guys that I feel comfortable on the floor with right now. I mean, and like Dominic Barlow has been good for them, and like he's shown some minutes this year. There was Watford minutes at times. Like, a Dembone is fine. Nothing more than that, I would say. Like, you're not putting Lowry out there. You're not putting Gordon out there, or you don't feel comfortable about those guys out there. And Maxey's playing a lot of minutes this year as well. So I thought it was a little bit of a head-scratching move for Philadelphia. I don't love it for them right now. Maybe I end up liking it a little bit more if they make a corresponding move. So yeah, those are just kind of my thoughts on the McCain trade. I would say 2 thumbs up for OKC, or a thumb up and a half. And then I would just say, like, kind of a half thumbs down, 3/4 of a thumbs down for Philadelphia. I think they sold low. And then I guess another notable trade that went down we can talk about was the Kobe White trade. Chris Paul also got sent to the Raptors. That is interesting. He might either get traded or bought out. It's funny because, like, I think he went to the Clippers too because he wanted to be close to home in his final year. And obviously it was a disaster with the Clippers. They sent him as like almost far away possible. It'd be like Boston or Toronto, which is funny, but he's not going to report to the Raptors. So I don't think we had any other trades besides the Grimes, the AD one that were like noticeable. It was an Ousmane Dieng and Plumlee trade. Jackson Hayes got suspended for pushing a mascot. And Kobe White gets traded, right? So Kobe White's getting traded to the Charlotte Hornets along with Mike Conley, who I assume some people were saying since he was traded twice, I think Mark Stein said this, if they buy him out, which I'm sure they would honor that, he could actually go back to Minnesota for the minimum. Not sure Minnesota like would play Mike Conley, but hey, you get him back in that locker room. I think he would actually be a good veteran in Charlotte. Charlotte trades Sexton, Dieng, who I kind of like there, and 3 second-rounders. I like this a lot for both teams in a way. I think I like it a little bit more for Chicago, who I think is having a hell of a deadline right now. Chicago is kind of getting into that rebuild, and they could reroute Sexton to like Los Angeles. They could reroute him to a team that needs a guard. I don't know about Orlando. Simons could get rerouted somewhere else. They still have a ton of guards. They don't solve that issue. But they landed the 32nd overall pick in the draft from the Vucevic trade. They landed Jaden Ivey. They landed Ousmane Dieng. Why not? Why not what Ousmane Dieng can do for a tanking team, which finally they are in the second half, and you can maybe re-sign him at the end of the year. They're just accumulating these 2022 lottery picks, and they could still test the market for Ayo Dosunmu and Trey Jones, and I don't know if Zach Collins will net them anything, but they could still test the trade market as well, and they get some second-round draft capital, which, hey, could get you Anthony Davis. Like, it's not a guarantee. I mean, shout out to the Wizards getting Anthony Davis, but somebody like that could become available, and second-round picks can really further the deal along. So I think this is a good trade for Chicago. Charlotte, it's a lateral move from Sexton to White, who's like a slightly better defender. He's a little bit bigger. It's cool that you get him back in the state of North Carolina, where he's from and played college basketball at North Carolina at UNC. He's exactly what they need still, like Sexton, a good backup guard. God forbid there is a LaMelo Ball injury. Kobe White can be out there for you going forward. I assume they think they can extend Kobe White. I don't know what he would get. Is he going to get 16, 17, 18 million a year? Because I actually think Sexton would have been cheaper on an extension than Kobe White. Maybe they went to Sexton's camp, said, hey, would you do Trey Mann type money, like 8 mil a year? And they're like, no. And they're like, we think we're double the player Trey Mann is, and they don't feel comfortable giving him 16 million. There's more behind the scenes that maybe we don't know about. But yeah, I actually like them getting Ousmane Dieng, and then they shipped him out. So I don't love this for Charlotte, but I'm excited about Kobe White with the Hornets, a team that could actually use Kobe White, who should have been the most improved player a couple years ago in 2024. He was good last year. He's been banged up this year, a little inefficient. Might be a nice change of scenery for him going forward as well. So I kind of just wanted to talk about those two new trades. I'm sure by the time I upload this, another trade will end up happening. So you guys can let me know what you think about these trades down below in the comments. If you came out to my live stream on the SROS channel, thank you. I really appreciate it a lot. It was a lot of fun out there. If you did enjoy this video, I'd appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already for more kind of content throughout the trade deadline here. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.